Hey everyone. This month we will start with the NVA units. Now I know this might be a little spoiler for the actual video, the Neo Vision video, but I feel like I want the Neo Vision video at the at the front. What kind of sentence is that? I want it at the very front of my channel because it is probably the content you all want to see. So I'm releasing this one first. It is a little bit shorter. I think we only have 4 NVAs to look forward to in April, so it's not that much. So let's get right into it. As we are going to start probably with a story event, Melo that is, we are also going to get Ignacio's base form. He doesn't really get much, as you can see. 3 abilities, 2 passives, 1 new LB. So he gains Axe Imperil, which is pretty cool. And some fire attacks, which also, one of them, the top one, as you can see, when the mouse is hovering over, that is also a fire M, 15% for the whole party, which is pretty sweet. And yeah, he also gains Beast and Plant Killer, he upgrades 1 normal attack, he upgrades his LB, but nothing too fancy. So let's move on to his Brave Shift, which actually looks kind of cool. I'm curious to see the animation for that. Maybe it's some flickering flame or something, that'd be cool. But yeah, in his Brave Shift he also has the Axe Imperil, although nobody uses Axe these days. He has some cool burst with fire physical at 100x, 180x fire physical attack, so he's all about fire. Nobody's surprised by that, huh? And yeah, that's pretty much all there is. He has, he's a true double hand unit, as you can see. He absorbs fire. He's just your standard full on flex DPS guy with a 115x fire physical LB single hit, so he's a finisher. Very little cost, 27 LB crystals, so that's something to keep an eye out on, I guess. But nothing too fancy, I'd say. He's one of the least inspiring ones. Although, if you're using axes, he's your go-to guy with the 25% Imperil. Next up, Roy Mustang. You know this from last month's video, so if you don't want to watch it again, you can skip via the, what's it called? The timestamps on the video to the next ones. So, Roy Mustang gains or has a few fire-based attacks. As you can see, he has 1 Grandis in his base form, which is 30% fire, physical and magical amplify. He also increases modifiers to his main attack. Nothing too fancy, but he is a magic DPS, as you can see. He has Mystic Cross, or for us it's going to be Chaos with Awakened ability. That one is a fire magical, so he's a magic DPS, as you can see from his new LB as well, which is super costly. It's the same cost as Ferris at 100 LB crystals, and yeah, it only deals 95x fire magic damage with no spirit, ignore or anything. It also only imperils fire to 120%, so while it's good for a NVA, it's still he also only gains the 100x chain mod cap, so he needs Lightning, Neo Vision Lightning's STMR to get this up to 200 and a 6x chain mod cap. In his Brave Shift, he still keeps on being a magician, but he becomes a half decent one. So nothing really changes about his modifier, so to speak, but he gains the a pretty sweet cooldown, 200% magical demon and human killer, which is pretty sweet. You don't see that often, especially at these high numbers at 200%. That's really good. Now he can also amplify fire by 25% to the whole party. It's his grandest 2 abilities, 2 uses per battle. It also increases physical accuracy by 50% to all allies. We don't really need the accuracy buff anymore for upcoming trials, but it's nice to have. And as a nice bonus, it also increases 50% fire resistance to the whole party, while also dealing 100x magic fire damage to all enemies. And yeah, his LB, pretty strong at 140x fire magic. It's a single hit, but again, 100 LB crystal cost, so a little bit costly, but you're probably gonna bring him for the demons or humans just as a buffer, because 200%, that's pretty sweet. Well, next up is the Final Fantasy 15 banner, and with it we are going to get Nyx. He has one single-use Grandis, which inflicts unresistible death to the caster. Kind of So you should be expecting some really cool stuff, but it's really not. He increases attack and magic by 300% to the party, increases LB damage by 100 to the party. That's just not gonna cut it. We've got Lumina, who does the same but better. She's at 150% LB increase. I don't think this cuts it in comparison, especially because Lumina just deals 8k to the party other than herself. This is a little bit better. Especially Nyx. Nyx's buff doesn't do anything for Dark Visions because you'll fail the no death mission. But he also has an 85% break, so that's something. And he can triple cast now, which is pretty good. He gains 6x chain mod cap from his passives, and his LB is a perfect dispel to all enemies, which is probably the best thing about him. And it's little cost at 28 LB crystals. His Brave Shift, on the other hand, is looking a little bit better from my point of view. He gains some light stuff, as you can see. His Grandis also imbues himself with light, so this is one of the few cases where he could steal the light imbue, but for Dark Visions it really doesn't do much. But what's probably most exciting is that he gains an LB field, and as you can see, his one is pretty unique, as it is an LB field for one single enemy, and the field effect is 25% additional imperil to light for 3 turns. That is fairly unique, but you gotta ask yourself, do you really want to fit in Nyx in your party just for a 25% additional light imperil? Because his damage is very low, he doesn't really do anything for the party, so to speak, especially in his Brave Shift. As you can see, it's all only for himself. While the field effect is cool, that's all there is to him. I don't really see any use, sadly. I mean, he pairs well with Noctis, Near Visions, but again, would you really want to give up a slot in Dark Visions for Nyx? I don't think so. And the last one is Aranea. She also gets an NVA with the Final Fantasy 15 banner, the first one that we're gonna get with Noctis and Arden. That is, Ignis, Prompto, and Gladio are following up in May together with Luna Freya. So Aranea, what am I to say, right? You can see from the passives, she's still a true double hand spear wearer, another true dual wield one, which feels kind of bad. Her ground is 280 attack to all party members. It's just still not good. Still not good. I mean, she gains a spear gauge break. That is something to take note of, but that's about it, right? Limit burst is still laughable at 12x with 50% defense ignore. Who's gonna care about that? So she really got shafted in her base form, and the Brave Shift, it's okay. It's okay to tell you this much. As you can see, she has an 80x jump attack, which is okay. Mind you, Noctis and Arden have a 89% jump attack in their Brave Shifted kit. It's 2 turns delay, so she is going to deal more damage. And what's funny is that she actually gains a higher modifier from a limit burst to her jump ability than Noctis and Arden do, for example, which I find kind of funny. But then again, Aranea has so little base attack in her Brave Shift, generally speaking, that she's going to deal a lot less damage than, say, Arden or Noctis. And other than that, well, she's just there and doesn't do really much for the team at all. I mean, yeah, she gives us attack break resistance, but that's about it. Oh, by the way, the field effect, almost forgot about that. The field effect is fairly unique and pretty cool too. It is one ally though, keep that in mind, but that one ally gains another 25% attack on top of everything else, which is sweet. You in a meme team of 6 Dragoons, you ideally want this on either Noctis, Arden or Edgar, for example. So keep this in mind. If you're using a meme team of 6 Dragoons, you should include Aranea just for the LB field, because that one is pretty sweet. Alright, and that's pretty much all there is for this video. Gumi already announced that we are not gonna see NVAs for global exclusive units, so whenever Heeey releases, there won't be any NVA with that, and the same applies to the Easter event. We won't get any Easter NVAs, so in regards to Neo Vision Awakened units, the April month seemingly is a very bare bones month. That pretty much also concludes this video. We're roughly about 12 minutes in and already at the end, so this is the shortest one apparently. Well, nonetheless, thank you very much for watching. I'd love to see your comments about this, what you guys think about the units, and we'll see each other in a few minutes for the main event, which is the Neo Vision units, space units prediction video. So thank you very much for watching. See you soon.